Welcome to another RES Wave XLM price action update. As you can see, I have changed the labels around again. Why is this? Well, if you look at my idea on SNX synthetics, it looks like we have a similar scenario. It looks like we're going down for one more move in that particular correction, or it could also mean that we are going down lower than expected. So at this point in time, it's probably wise to either be neutral or short this if you feel comfortable doing so, with a obviously good money management, right? And the reason for this is obviously a couple of markets are showing this. This doesn't really look like a five-wave move bottoming here. I mean that move there, and coming back down the way it did, it just looks like it's getting sharper. So, you know, I count this move up from the lows as a type 1 week 5 wave move, right? The problem with this particular identification of this wave is just due to the nature of the sharpness of the correction. Um, it's pretty sharp, and like I said, I thought they were potentially 335 move up, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So to me, the other thing that's a bit of a strange trade-off here is the C wave. Um, it, look, it's if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type scenario. Look, to me it it just seemed a bit odd to have to do that. Uh, Label it that way, I suppose. But now that I take a step back and look at this, I can see A, B, C, D, E, week 5 wave move potentially, that type of thing. So yeah, so it looks like there could be still some more pain ahead for markets. Um, I am also um, considering potentially a different count once again on this in terms of the bigger picture. What is it? What does it mean? What is it about? And what should we expect? I did mention once that this could be a complete correction, or it could be part of an ongoing correction with so that if that's, say, for example, an A wave, just due to the way that, sorry, let me just get rid of this, just due to the first wave looking like it's got that part in the middle that makes it not a 5 wave move. um, yeah, a bit of a complex pattern. You've got a wave coming back, dipping down and touching the previous wave. So the one thing that I can start off with right now is the potential for this maybe being a B wave or a continuation to the move to the downside. Okay, so how would we measure the minimum expectation for this move? Would more than likely be the first wave, and then take that down double. Now, along the way, if that gets sharper, then we may have to consider that it's a wave 3, and that would sort of confirm that this was a complete correction here. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that. In terms of the bigger picture, um, look, sorry, let me get rid of this. So in terms of the bigger picture, for me, I suppose one thing that could sort of explain a little bit about what the deal is with this entire pattern. It might stem back. It might stem back to this previous move up here, which was damn complicated to come up with this particular view. So if that view had to change, then I suppose that would make it that this whole move down is a 5 wave move, as I thought in the beginning. And if that's the case, this whole move down would either be um, eventually the length of the first move, right? Depending on what happens next, right? So obviously I'll be covering this. I don't want this video to go too long just because we're still trying to confirm whether or not this is the case. Um, if that's the case, then this would be the first wave. This would be a complete B, uh, and then you'd either be having sorry, if this is the correct count, right? Then look, this could be a wave one. Okay, let's just say, for example, this was a wave one. Let me give you a couple of scenarios here. So you'd have wave one, A, B, C, and then the D, and then the E, and then this would be wave two, right? Which means that we would be seeing a move to the downside, and it would be a lot worse than, that'd be like a worst case scenario here, right? Worst case scenario is that this is wave one, this is wave two, and wave three is coming. Okay, wave three is coming now. If that's the case, then I'd probably expect it that to be that this was a complete correction, because you'd need a wave three would tend to be sharper, so it'd tend to fall harder and sharper than you'd expect, right? It'd be less likely that this was like an A and then a B unfolding, a C, a D, and I mean it could be, but once again, we've got to track that type of thing as it unfolds. Now, the other thing that I was thinking was, if this was an A wave, right, and that is a B wave, right, then yeah, sure, we'd be looking for, in that case, a wave that would be the first five wave move, right? So if we do that, what does that look like? Um, yeah, it looks like potentially, it could be uh, the C wave. Sorry, that's meant to be B, right? The C wave might expand a little lower and get choppier, right? So suppose this is one thing that's sort of making me think that it's not a wave three, is because look at how sharp the wave one was, and then we're starting off pretty choppy here. Will this get sharper as it progresses? It kind of goes back to the whole expecting Bitcoin to go lower scenario, right? And Ethereum, right? And then potentially other projects. Okay, as I've mentioned before, these are bear market rallies that we're trading, so you need to be very careful when you trade them, if you trade them at all. Otherwise, if you're just looking at the waves, trying to learn the waves, that's fine. But I do have a few different scenarios that could play out here, because don't forget, even if this is a five wave move and it's a big one, like you saw down at the small degree, right? Five wave moves, especially weak ones, they can perform these type of movements, right? So they can start off looking like a zigzag, pull back, and then you get another you know what I mean? Like first one up, like a correction, then another zigzag correction, and those corrections can look, you know, fairly sharp or whatever, right? So I know it's complex. It probably sounds a bit daunting, but at this point in time, um, obviously we need to break the low of the start of wave E, to confirm that this is actually um, the case, that it's moving lower, right? And I mean, obviously, by the time it gets down there, it gets expensive to have a stop. So it depends on your trading style and your conviction when it comes to the patterns, what you believe you're seeing. That's why I recommend you do your own research. I'm just giving you my view, it's just my opinion. Um, and obviously, I'm covering a couple of markets too, so then I get a feel for what's sort of happening rather than just looking at one thing and it dominates, my analysis, which I don't think is a good idea, especially when I'm presenting videos in this manner. So hopefully that's helped a little bit. Yeah, I'll keep you posted and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.